All right, video 2 out of these vehicles right here. And what I found after recovering this one, recharging it, making sure it was completely topped off and correct. The other Mercedes place cleared the codes to make sure it can restart. After recharging, we already found a leak, but the leak was the least amount of our concerns. It was the charge was right and we could diagnose the compressor and everything else. There's another problem, and it has nothing to do with the leak. Can you see that slight greenish on the hose right there? And there's the fluorescent light. So I'm using this one right here. And it's leaking. You can see the crack right where they crimp it, way up high in the aluminum at the ferrule. Then you go down to the hose, it's just oil leaked and dye everywhere. So that was one of the major leaks. But it doesn't leak at all. I'm on super mode. As you can see, I'm on super, and it doesn't matter if I'm on super or cloud, it picks up absolutely nothing. So this is one of those leaks that are only leaking when it's vibrating, when it's going down the road. And right now the compressor, the low side is 62 psi, the high side is 102 psi. So there's only a little displacement happening in the compressor. And on a variable displacement compressor, you have one of two situations. Now, you could have a bad compressor, or the signal is not getting to the displacement valve actuator to actually tell the compressor to push that swash plate over to make the displacement so it could develop pressure and low pressure and high pressure, or the signal is getting there and the valve is bad. So we don't know the real mechanical condition of the compressor, but what they're going to do is put it back on the scanner. It's full right now. They're going to replace the hose. The hose is being ordered. They're going to just shoot for it right now instead of throwing it back on the scanner. I said, oh, throw it back on the scanner. Look at the pressure transducers, because on this car you could see the high side, you could see the low side because it has pressure transducers. And you can send a signal from your scanner, a good scanner, a Mercedes scanner, and you can actually drive the compressor into full displacement and make the compressor actuator valve, because it uses a pulse width duty cycle, and you can command it to swash the swash plate over to give it stroke, and then you'll see the high side go up, the low side go down, and you know everything is good. But we're gonna just skip past that part, order the transducer valve, the compressor solenoid, however, whatever manufacturer, whatever you're used to calling that device on the compressor that actually changes displacement, and change this hose out. I'm going to come back out, fill it out. Most likely it'll probably work. That's just, you know, shooting at it without going to. So I'm going to remove the refrigerant from it right now. I fully diagnosed it. The leak was really obvious right from sight, no problem, but the leak detector picks up absolutely nothing. And whether you put soap bubbles on there, nothing, you use the ultrasonic, it'll pick up nothing. Only the dye found that leaking at a time when it was running down the road or at a certain rest and pressure, and all of a sudden it started leaking. That's why you have all that oil everywhere. I'm ready to fill this one up, and I'm holding stable. I have the vacuum is off, and I'm holding at 844 microns. So that's as dry as I'm gonna get this old beast. So let's do a little bit more while I get ready here and finish up on the video. I'm gonna fill this up, finish recovering this refrigerant up, and we'll see this one back in the future. All right.